So for those that are newer to Magic or just aren't familiar with like the history of Modern, the Eternal Command deck was originally innovated by a Japanese player. I believe it's 2012 or 2013 World Championships. It's basically a it's like a tempo control deck that it has a soft lock combo in it where you can set up Cryptic Command plus Eternal Witness off an Aether Vial to bounce your Eternal Witness and just keep reusing a single mode on Cryptic Command. So you can like counter a spell, bounce your Eternal Witness, get the command back, tap their creatures, pick up Eternal Witness, get your command back, etc. Probably Teferi. I never like to say a hard yes or a hard no without looking at a deck list firsthand, but Legacy Humans deck sounds reasonable. Yeah, I like that this list has less Cryptic Commands in it. A lot of the lines, people have submitted decks similar to this in the past, and they always try and shove 4 Cryptic Command into them, and just like playing 4 Cryptic Command in Modern is kind of a tall order. This hand's kind of medium. Was it Shota? Okay, I don't like to name names if I'm not 100% sure on who it is, so I don't like to, but it's good to know that it was Shota. So this hand, the Tarmogoyf is really bad. The Snapcaster Mages don't really do anything unless we draw. So like, this hand needs to draw some lands and it needs to draw some spells, which usually is a combination that means you don't want to keep the hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan this. We're also like an Aether Vial deck, so like mulliganing a hand that doesn't have an Aether Vial on it is kind of appealing. I think I'm in for a Scalding Tarn. I'm in for a Scalding Tarn. I'll go Island, go here. Valakut. Alright. Probably still want that land on top of my deck. The real question here is, do I want to jam this Goyf? I think I'm pretty obligated to. I'm going to feel really bad if they have a Lightning Bolt, but I think, you know what, Go Toys. Alright, I can make that happen. I can make that happen. No bolt would be great for us. They could also be, I have to remember too that the, what was I gonna say? God, I'm blanking on my words are just completely gone at the moment. The Bring to Light non-red-green Valakut Scape Shift has been popular lately. Of course we're playing a Familiar's Ruse. What's going on, Nerdster? Howdy. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to do morning streams last week because Jake was on spring break, but my goal is to do morning streams moving forward on Thursday and Friday. We'll have some Declan in the background, so I only have the sitter in the afternoons, but usually Declan's pretty good. It's usually only when both of them are together, and Jake's usually the louder of the two of them. So I cast that op there because I wanted to put an instant in the graveyard to make the Tarmogoyf larger. So this should tell us whether or not they're on a blue scape shift list or just red-green. Awesome. I'm glad those got back to you. Sorry they took me so long to get out of the P.O. box. I remember when I had my last office job before I stopped being an actual adult, well, you know, I did it to stay home with the kids, right? So I remember my last office job when I was leaving, they're like, we don't know what we're gonna get by without you. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, I only work for 2 hours a day. Like I automated everything in this job that you gave me, so I don't actually do work. I just make the computer do the work for me. You drink anything caffeinated in the morning to be a human being? I don't. I don't drink coffee. Sometimes I drink soda in the afternoons, but not generally speaking. Usually the only time I really caffeine up is when like I have a long drive, but I haven't been traveling as much anymore, so that really hasn't been happening. Going on, Drax. Have a good work day. 30, you're West Coast then, right? Sakura Tribe Elder. I'm gonna go ahead and leak their mana here. Mana leak's not gonna be useful when they actually get to a combo turn, so just getting to fire this off now is valuable. Yeah, I know. I do appreciate like the people that give support and say they don't mind the kids, but I do know there's definitely like I'm not oblivious to the fact that like there are people that just want the Magic content and aren't here for the kids too. And it is nice that like I'm able to, you know, do kid-free streams in the afternoons. It's less distracting for me, and it does make the content a little bit more consumable for some people. So I understand both sides of it. I appreciate the people that don't mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and fire this off. This will get a creature into the graveyard, which can push my Tarmogoyf up to a 3/4. It'll get me a little bit more damage in here. You could maybe make an argument that I should just jam the Vendilion Clique down their throat, but I really want to hit them with the Tarmogoyf this turn. Morning, Maddie. You want the Go Toys on your on? We need Go Toys on the TV and on the on?
Yes.
Declan is requesting to watch 2 TV shows at once because he's a complex child. Declan, here, Power Ranger toys. He doesn't even watch actual Power Rangers. He watches people play with Power Ranger toys. I subscribe for Declan, not you, right? I'm not. That doesn't surprise me. Declan's way better than I am, to be fair.
Hey!
Do you have a playmat you use when you play competitive Magic IRL? I have an Inked Gaming playmat with my cartoon head on it that I like to use. But, I think someone ordered me an Owl of Devastation playmat for pickup at the Open this weekend. So I think I want to do that. Yeah, there's maybe an argument for casting the Roast. I don't know, I kind of wanted to be mana efficient. I guess I could have played the Roast plus played the Clique this turn cycle, which would have been okay. Maybe that was the ideal line. I don't know, I feel like we're in a lot of trouble here. Like, we've drawn a lot of cards that aren't particularly good in the matchup. Like, we just don't have a very quick clock. I'm gonna bottom that. We're looking for more counter spells, ideally. Speaking of, we do have some new emotes in chat. This might be loose because I have this Clique in my hand I kind of want to play. We also added this one for when we time people out. And the old dunce cap over the 10 for the 10-minute timeout. Morning, folks. And then I've actually managed to fill all my emote slots now. So we filled in all 25. We've filled in all 25. I'm just gonna go ahead and snare this. Oh, I guess maybe that's loose because like if they go land, bring to light, and have scape shift plus a remand, I die now. They just have scape shift naturally though. My mana leak's not good enough, so I kind of want to keep them off of having scape shift naturally. I think there's arguments to be made for snaring or not snaring there. I'm not sure which side I explicitly fall on. I'm gonna go ahead and end step the Snapcaster Mage. Like, my mana's gonna be tied up next turn regardless, so I think I want to just get this in there, try and put lethal on the table. Alright, so that's the extra Vendilion Clique that we knew about. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and draw step this click. Probably see double Bring to Light with counter magic backup and cry myself to sleep. Nice, nothing, sweet. All right, I feel like we kind of stole that. Harvest Pyre and Roaster, easy outs. Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Dispel. We actually don't have a lot of good tools for this matchup. I feel like I really want more counter spells in my deck. This is definitely not a matchup that this deck was built for with that in mind. I don't think I want these other cards. I guess you could probably argue that I just like want these over these bolts. Although I guess the bolts, oh, Vapor Snag's pretty bad, right? And Spreading Seas doesn't really do what we want it to do. Huntmaster's kind of nice because it can put us back above. It can put us back above 18 health, which means they need one more land to kill us. The bolts do make Snapcaster Mages a little bit better. So I actually don't mind Surgical in this matchup if you have discard spells or land destruction. Unfortunately, we don't have either of those things, so I don't think the discard spells are pretty good. Yeah, what's going on, Moro Sith? Yep. I'm gonna be planning on doing a Thursday and Friday morning streams. Try and hit a greater range of time frames for people. Spread out the love a little bit so everyone can catch me live in different time zones on occasion. You think I'm happy with this board plan? Happy with this board plan? Yeah, the new green 3-drop looks sweet. We actually have the mono. We actually have a mono green Stompy list in the donation queue at some point, but we'll see. This weekend's gonna be fun. Star City Games retweeted my owl tweet. Star City Games retweeted my owl tweet. God bless. Oh, I hope it's gonna be a good time this weekend. I don't even have to win any matches of Magic for it to be a good time. That's why it's gonna be the best. And show up and draw some cards. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Suggestions on master's degree. My bachelor's degree is in business administration. I would recommend getting a master's degree in whatever your workplace wants to pay for you to get a degree in. Did Magic Online go down? Nope, just okay. My opponent must have taken all the time sideboarding. Did we get to sideboard? Are my sideboard cards in my deck? They are. Okay, weird. Opponent must just be like AFK. I think, and this is still not confirmed, but I think over the summer my schedule is going to be, I'm gonna try and do 2 to 3 like all day streams during the week, like stream like a normal 8 to 5 slot, like probably start sometime like about now in the morning, like 8:30 a.m. and then go till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I am pretty firmly of the opinion that unless you're doing something like becoming a doctor or maybe a lawyer, you probably shouldn't get a master's degree unless you're not paying for it. So if you can get into like a TA program or a graduate assistantship where the school is going to pay you to work, or your current workplace is going to pay for your master's, it's probably not worth it to get a master's degree and pay what it's going to cost to get a master's degree out of your own pocket. Like, unless you have like a guaranteed job lined up after you finish that master's degree that requires you to have said master's degree, don't pay for it out of your own pocket. So yeah, so Christy's actually going to look at a couple of daycares today for over the summer, but we've been thinking about wanting to do daycare for Declan anyways, just because like getting some more social aspects in for him would be good, and like if I could use it to double his time to work, that would be great. So I think we're gonna look into at least 2 days, maybe 3, where I just do some all-day blocks. Like I said, my goal is always, since I'm doing this full time now, is to do like 30 hours a week. So we do a few all-day ones that fills a lot of those hours. Yeah, it does look like my opponent is AFK here. Wonder if their cat maybe disconnected their router, maybe their kid spilled their drink, or maybe they have to change a diaper. All right, we're back. I think this hand's a keep. We actually only have 1 negate in our board, and it's one of our better cards in this matchup. Obviously we need lands here, but like we've got island double Serum Visions, so like the world is our oyster. If they're nut draw, turn 1 suspend search. Yeah, and obviously, like, my piece of advice I just gave there, that's with my experience, like, talking with people who are employers in the US. So, like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Yeah, I think I actually would rather play this, right? Just get this going. Oh, they don't have another land either. All right, well, at least we get an extra shot at a land here. I would love to use Aether Vial's ability, thank you. Ooh, God, I am just so, we're so good at Magic the Gathering on this channel. Just the greatest. This is gonna get a Steam Vents untapped, so I'm gonna go Serum Visions into Serum Visions. And just get blue-red since I have this Aether Vial. It's a Spirebluff Canal. I mean, like, both these cards are excellent, right? I guess Scavenging Ooze isn't very good. Bottoming the Scavenging Ooze gives us more dig power with this one as well. So their search is going to come off of suspend next turn, so they are going to get to go ahead and get a land. You could maybe have made an argument that I should, like, hold Negate up for the search, but, like, honestly, I really don't like using hard counters on their ramp spells because the opponent's deck is effectively like 30 pieces of mana. So like they have way more pieces of mana in their deck than we have hard counters. So you'll notice I burned a soft counter on a Sakura Tribelder last game, and I think it's fine to burn soft counters on ramp spells because like soft counters don't stop their combo, but a hard counter like Negate, I'm definitely not using that on a non-combo. And like that philosophy like that I just talked about too, and this is why games like TCGs are sweet, right? Because like there's subtly different things that happen. Those rules are kind of different depending on like what your deck is, what the context of your draw is like, etc. I'm glad that most of your stream is well thought out tips on how to play Magic and well thought out shit talk for it. Thanks, Campbell. I try, you know, I just try to have a good time, you know. Just trying to do what we enjoy here. The real question is, how high do I want to push this Aether Vial up? Honestly, I think I want to just cast Huntmaster next turn. Ushiana with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you could support what I do here, so I do appreciate that. I'm remanding this Sakura Tribelder because if they recast it or if they counter back this way, I'm going to get to be able to tap out for my Huntmaster and know it's going to resolve next turn, which is appealing. I really don't want to push this to 4 because ideally I want I want to be able to leave this on 3 for an Eternal Witness. So, I could send this Lightning Bolt to my opponent's Dome, but by bolting the Sakura Tri-Belder here, I actually make this bolt do an extra point of damage, because now the Sakura Tri-Belder won't be able to block the Tarmogoyf, and the Tarmogoyf's a 4/5. So, by getting an extra point of damage in from the Tarmogoyf, I'm actually making my bolt do more by pointing at the Sakura Tri-Belder. I'm going to say no on this for now because I have more 2s than 3s. Flooded Grove is actually a really good draw here. And the reason why Flooded Grove is a good draw is because it allows Huntmaster to put me to 19 health, which means my opponent can't kill me with Escape Shift next turn. So the important thing to know about Escape Shift math is that a 7-land Escape Shift deals 18 damage, while an 8-land Escape Shift deals 36 points of damage. So if you're able to keep your health total above 18, that's ideal. Even though we really weren't looking for more lands, the Flooded Grove is definitely the better of one of the lands we could have drawn there because it allowed us to get to 19 health. If I would have had to fetch with this Misty Rainforest, my opponent's turn could have been 6th land, Search for Tomorrow, cast Escape Shift, kill me. And by having a land that doesn't deal me damage and then gaining 2, I get to avoid dying to that line. Yeah, but if they have a bolt this turn, Gumbox, they can't cast Escape Shift because the only way they can get to 7 lands this turn is by land Search for Tomorrow. I would much rather have a guaranteed land than no guaranteed land at all. There aren't actually that many lands in this deck, so if I'm pushing the Misty Rainforest on that Serum Visions, I'm pretty required to push the Aether Vial up, but I'm not really interested in pushing my Aether Vial up. Hopefully this Negate's going to be good enough for... Ooh, and they have a Bolt. Okay. I'm going to say no on this again, because if we had a Snapcaster or something. If we had Eternal Witness, I'm a little bit sad, but again, there's just like more... I don't need you to stroke yourself off in my chat. Bottom some non-lands there, or some lands there. So I'm going to avoid fetching whenever possible because we've bottomed a bunch of bad cards at this point. They only have 1 card in their hand, so hopefully this Negate's just going to allow our pressure to get there. You have to play limited to earn value in Hex. You literally just can't earn value playing only Constructed in Hex unless, well, though there's a very finite amount of value you can get grinding Hex Constructed. You basically have to be able to play the scheduled events 2 afternoons a week. I would like to negate your Escape Shift. No, and it's not even that I don't enjoy Standard as a format. I don't know if I enjoy Standard as a format right now. I haven't played it. There's just like, I know that there's a lot of Modern to play, and like I really enjoy playing Modern, so I haven't felt encouraged to go like play another format. They draw a counterspell for the turn. They had 1 card in their hand, so hopefully it's not a counterspell. Good beats, good beats. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm leaving this on 2. Alright, we just need 1 more brick out of him here. Our opponent has basic planes because they're likely playing Bring to Light Escape Shift. It's a 4-color Escape Shift variant that actually top 8 of the last Grand Prix. I wonder if they drew a Cryptic Command here. If so, this Dispel should be lethal, hopefully. Disdainful Stroke. Alright, hopefully we're just going to kill him here. Maybe they just have nothing. They could have Snapcaster Mage, maybe? Snapcaster Mage would prevent them from dying. Nope, just dead. Plus, like, you know, I mostly, like, earlier this year, I, like, opened up donation deck lists to Standard, and, like, we had very, very few people interested in donating for Standard, and, like, look, if you look at the queue, there's just, like, infinite people in looking for Modern, and I really enjoy playing Modern, so I feel like it'd be silly for me to like diversify when there's like plenty of demand for content that we already have. We do get some Legacy on occasion. We might do another Pauper Day at some point. Really like that format. It's a lot of work to keep up with Standard. Like, I have to relearn a bunch of cards. Like, I couldn't even tell you what sets are Standard legal right now. Morning, Harlan. Are you going to Milwaukee this weekend, Harlan? I know that's a trek for you. Humans. All right. These Remands are looking real bad. Real bad. Yep. Sideboard look like for this? Not great. I should have thought about this sideboard a little bit before we started this morning. Yeah, this sideboard is... I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to bring in. So I'm not even sure if... Here's a good rule of thumb. If your control deck in Modern can't board out all of its counterspells against humans, your sideboard is built wrong. Just gonna pack this in, we're pretty dead. Yeah, it's not supposed to snow till Sunday night though, so hopefully I'll be able to dodge it coming home. Yeah, so like ideally, I guess I get to cut most of them, but like ideally none of these should be in my deck post board. And I only really have, I guess I could bring in a natural state for their vial. Yeah, I guess. It's probably better than a counter spell, honestly. Just like take away some of their utility. I would really prefer to have some amount of like extra magma sprays or sweepers or something. The one snare's okay. They just have Cavern and Vial. They just have 8 ways to make Snare bad. I really am not a fan of Snare. And like, you hold up your Snare on the draw and like, they just like have a mana dork and play a 3-drop. It's just like, eh. There is a very excited Declan in the background. The afternoon streams will be child noise free. The morning streams will not be. We'll have some D-money running around in the background. You're playing against Magic cards boarded surgical with the real Twitch advice. I mean, sure. Yes. Yes, I guess. What's Aether Vial doing in your storm hand? Yep. Push both of those up. I'm gonna put this into play tapped because I really don't want to fetch away the Clique that's on top of my deck. Hopefully they attack with this Thalia. We'll be able to eat it with the Tarmogoyf by casting Opt to make our Goyf a 2/3. Because it looks like we don't have Tarmogoyf. It looks like a Tarmogoyf won't be able to block, right? I don't look at deck lists midstream. There's just too much going on. It's tough to give constructive feedback. Oh, this line's bad. Yeah, this is a Thalia. Okay, I should have played. I messed up. I wasn't thinking about Thalia's Lieutenant. I should have played the fetch land, because if I would have played the fetch land, my Goyf could have eaten a 3/2 Thalia here, and now I just can't. I just wanted to get value in off of getting my Shockland into play without taking damage, but Thalia's Lieutenant makes that much worse. Yeah, I was just thinking, wasn't thinking that it could be larger, and it definitely could have been, because that's how the human deck works. Drawing a spell at some point would have been great this game, or pretty dead here. Just don't. Deck doesn't have enough removal to keep up with an aggressive deck like humans. Just not going to be able to do enough there. So, you're, again, just like light on board slots. I feel like you realistically, especially in your Snapcaster Mage deck, and like this deck kind of has like 6 Snapcaster Mages with Eternal Witness in a way. You really want like probably 8+ removal spells that are 2 mana or less to be efficient in order to do that. You're probably safe from having to buy an owl costume. Time you out for repeating what I said. Take a break. We have an emote now for when we time people out. It's great. Take a 10-minute break. The Aether Vial hands are so appealing, but like Aether Vial is effectively a resource, so like this is basically keeping a 5-lander, right? This is basically keeping a 5-lander. Surgical comes in against Storm and other graveyard-based decks. Love to put a thing on Aether Vial. Spells. Spells. Tilt. Alright. Our double Aether Vial would probably be pretty good against Polluted Delta Go. If they're not playing like Death Shadow, these vials will probably be particularly annoying for them. Alright, so they fetched a tapped Shockland, which probably means not Death Shadow, so that's nice for us. I'm gonna grab a Stomping Ground with this. I actually probably would rather... All my green spells are creatures, right? And I've got plenty of... Yeah, they're all creatures, and I got plenty of vials, so I'm just gonna get Steam Vents tapped here, actually. Auto yield to these. I probably want these to end up on 2 and 3, so next turn we'll stop pushing them up. Just be fetching tap Shocklands from here on out. Think twice. Alright, settle in for the grind. Yeah, my body is ready to grind with some cryptic commands. Just gonna push both of these up again here. Morning, Origami Master. Why do I want to click in response to the fetch? Can you explain? I wanted more removal spells. Harvest Pyre, Roast. I'm a really big fan of a Braid in the format right now because it's a card that doubles as removal that's also very good against Affinity. So like this deck actually has 2 Ancient Grudges in the sideboard, so like putting a Braid in one of those Ancient Grudge slots is a good way to get more use out of your slots. Oh, Harlan. I think I'm pretty content just playing Drago here until they make a move. Bust a move. Bust a move. Bust a move. Because, like, the Aether Vials will give us a pretty significant mana advantage at some point. So if we just, like, keep playing Drago here, I think that's fine until we build up a critical mass of spells in our hand. I'll keep thinning all these lands out of my deck. Hopefully we'll stop drawing them. Why would I put a useless card on the bottom though? If I'm taking a card from my opponent with a Vendilion Clique, I would probably prefer they keep that card in their hand, or I probably prefer they keep that card at the bottom of their deck. Like you don't click bad cards out of your opponent's hand. Like Clique isn't a free discard. The best Vendilion Clique triggers are the ones you don't take any creatures with. Those are the best Vendilion Clique triggers. Yep. Yep, yeah, exactly. P-Wit articulated it very well. About looking at this and going, all right, which card can't they beat? All right, I'll take that one. And sweet. So by sitting here, I'm not even going to put this Tarmogoyf into play because I really don't want this Tarmogoyf to die to a lightning bolt. And like by my opponent flashing back that Think Twice there, they had to discard a card even though they played a land for the turn, so we gained virtual card advantage by my opponent not having too many cards in their hand. Well, in my defense, I never said Kiki Cord was good. I think Grishelbrand's a genuinely good deck. I don't think Kiki Cord's a good deck. Kiki Cord's a fun deck that I enjoy playing. Grishelbrand is very powerful. The straight red-black build is very reasonable. Alright, so they've put a clock into play. I'm going to go ahead and start with Vendilion Clique here. Let's get a peek at what's going on here. I need to remember to take a screenshot. No, straight red-black has Shoal. So we're going to take a look with the Clique, because if they kill the Clique, then this Tarmogoyf will live through a lightning bolt, which is nice. Cryptic, Logic Knot, Terminate. Alright, so... Ad nauseam is fine. I would definitely play it with the gifts package in the board. I think the gifts package in the sideboard is very reasonable. I'm going to take this Terminate away and then put this Tarmogoyf into play. Having this Clique in play makes their Jace much worse, which is good for us. Opponent is confirmed playing Cruel Ultimatum. Put Tarmogoyf out here. So this is gonna die. This will go to a 3/4. Their end is Cruel Ultimatum, Cryptic Command, Logic Dot, Jace, Field of Ruin, Swamp currently. Gobble, gobble. Get you. Yeah. If you look at my last video with Ad Nauseam, we had a gifts package on the sideboard. That's a Jace. Alright, so they could Logic Knot me, but like they're gonna get to Logic Knot me at some point, right? So I'm pretty sure I just want to fire off this Cryptic Command. Want to like use my mana here. And then this way, if they plus Jace, I get to kill it with Tarmogoyf plus Electrolyze. If they minus Jace, I just get to kill it with Electrolyze. Their hand is now Cruel Ultimatum. Oh, I guess that gives them a window to Cruel Ultimatum me, right? So maybe that's bad. They unsummon this here. Start with this. Love an Eternal Witness. Yeah, so they have a Cryptic Command of their own. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'm actually pretty obligated to pass here, right? That's not how Snapcaster Mage works, Cloud. I'm gonna put this Tarmogoyf into play. I'm gonna put this Witness into play too, I think. So chat, people in chat are missing what I'm talking about. I'm aware that I have the Cryptic Command off the vial. That's why I held the Aether Vial up. I'm talking about if I use my Electrolyze to kill the Jace the Mind Sculptor, then I wouldn't have the mana to use my Cryptic Command with my Snapcaster Mage. That's what I was talking about, chat. The context of what I was saying was, if I kill the Jace, then this happens. It was an if-then statement. Alright, Jace is dead. Go. I'm just gonna draw a step, click, and take the scroll ultimate voice. I don't have to think about it. People, stop giving me a competitive advantage, chat. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm sitting here cheating my ass off with this competitive advantage. We snapping back, bolt on my Witness. More exclusive cards. I'm kind of surprised they didn't like Snapcaster inside of combat to try and keep the Jace alive. Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna take your Cruel Ultimatum here. Take an updated screenshot of their hand. Take the card we can't beat. The Mentor sideboard in Tin Fins is so A+. It's very good. So I think my line here is Electrolyze, one to the Snapcaster, one to them, and then when they counter that, I'll Vial, Snapcaster, Electrolyze, one to the thing, one to them. They played an island that we knew about. 1/1. I'm pretty sure they're gonna counter this because like their counter spells aren't really doing anything, right? So they played an island here. So they have Field of Ruin, Logic Not, Cryptic Command, and then one card I don't know. Yep. So that was the expected result there. I wouldn't be too surprised if they burn the Logic Knot in this one. Yeah, I think even if they didn't counter, I'd snap Electrolyze again, just like try and pressure them out of the game. If they Electrolyze me back here, I'm going to be a little sad, but it is what it is. So we're going to leave these where they are again. Huh. So drawing Huntmaster means I probably want to push both of these, right? Because I want my Vial on 3 still for my Eternal Witnesses, but I don't really want to cast this spell this turn, right? I don't really want to cast this spell this turn. I'd much rather just put it in with the guaranteed safety. Get my Cryptic Command back. No, my article for this week was the preview article. Now we go counter this, return this to my hand. If they drew another counter spell in here, we're probably dead. Sweet, sweet. So this is the soft lock. This is This is the soft lock. I'm gonna go ahead and attack for 3 here, and then if we put the Huntmaster into play off of the Aether Vial and they don't have an instant, it just flips next turn, right? Because there was no spell cast this turn. That's kind of sweet. It's really pretty sweet. This is my Huntmaster, the fills. Yeah, sweet grind. Sweet grind. All right, excited to have Dispels here. Bring in some of these pieces of top end. Harvest Pyre and Roaster, pretty bad here, obviously. Opponent doesn't have a lot of creatures. What do I want to do with the rest of these? So the lightning bolts are actually pretty good at picking off their small amounts of threats as well as pressuring their Jaces, but maybe it's not worth leaving all of them in. Yes, if they hadn't conceded, I would have 100% witness to get a witness back there. It's just a free 2-1. It's honest. It's probably trimming some bolts, right? It's probably trimming some bolts. This leaves me 62 cards in my deck. Maybe the Vapor Snag's not good enough. It's like cute for saving our own thing, but that's probably narrow. I'm pretty sure I just want all of these counters. Pretty sure these are all things I want to be doing. These are all things I want to be doing. Any thought on shaving one? I think Vial's one of our better cards in this matchup, so I'm really not interested in shaving it. I want them as early and as often as possible. Like, these games, like these blue mirrors, often come down to mana advantage, and Aether Vial gives us the ability to have a pretty sizable mana advantage. I mean, like, did you watch that game? Did you watch that game, Pokemon? Like, Pokemoki. We really were glad we had 2 Aether Vials, right? Like, we leveraged both of them. Yeah, Remand is very good against their deck full of expensive spells. Maybe it's just trimming another Lightning Bolt. Maybe just keeping multiple of those isn't good enough. I think that's acceptable. This hand is close, and because it doesn't have, I'm pretty sure when you're playing an Aether Vial deck, if your opening hand is close, you should just mulligan if it doesn't have a Vial in it. It's like, if you put Aether Vial in your deck, generally speaking, it's going to be, your deck's going to be much better when you have Aether Vial compared to when you don't. So, it's like a good tiebreaker, right? Like, this hand is close, it doesn't have my best card, let's mulligan. I think I'm in the market for both of these things, right? And it could, because I have this fetch land, I can reserve the right to fetch away the other land should I decide I don't need it later. But I'm pretty sure I want Dispel and a 4th land guaranteed without my Vials. I'm gonna wait to play a threat till I have this Dispel up, I think. I also don't, yeah, so like this too, like if my opponent's missing a land drop, I'm not making a move, because if they miss a land drop here, they're gonna have to discard, and then we gain virtual card advantage by them having to move to hand size. So again, unless I'm in danger, because they missed a beat for a turn here, unless I'm in danger of having to discard to hand size myself, I'm just gonna keep playing Drago here, hoping they miss a land drop or two. I love this Dispel. This is my favorite Dispel. Artwork is great. Rats. Maybe they auto-pass their turn by mistake. I'm gonna opt digging for a land or a Vial here. I'll keep that one. Favorite flavor text. I don't know if I have one of those. All right, if they play Cryptic Command here, I'm just going. Are they just like taking 8 damage off their lands this turn? Sure, looks like it. It's gonna be a Logic Knot for Infinite. Feels like a Logic Knot for Infinite. I could Disdainful Stroke this, but I'm going to Dispel it because I don't want them to untap and play a Jace that I can't counter. So by leaving the Disdainful Stroke up, I insulate myself against the Jace next turn a little bit. They could have land plus Jace plus Dispel or Spell Snare, but I want to give myself the least possible chance of getting Jace next turn. I wonder if they just auto-passed when they missed their 3rd land drop on 3. They've hit every land drop since then. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a red source here. Grab Steam Vents. Do not need more green mana. Love to push this up to 2. This is going to sit on 2 for a little bit, obviously, with our hand. That's a great draw. And again, like, this is a good example of, like, why Aether Vial is so good, right? Like, Aether Vial is going to allow us to play to the board while not having to tap out for a counterspell to give them a window to resolve something scary. But then to click. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. Because they took so much damage off their lands the turn they played that Logic Knot, we're actually going to be in an okay spot to just race them down with these Tarmogoyfs. Imagine they're going to take one of my 2-mana counterspells or my threats here. The Cryptic Command's probably pretty safe because it's clunky. Yep, not surprised to lose Tarmogoyf there. Regular land's not terrible. Again, we want to get to a point where we can, like, Cryptic plus Negate in the same turn, right? Huh. I'm just gonna go ahead and Cryptic Command this. I feel like I'm not gonna have a window to make this Cryptic Command do more work later. If they Jace me, I'm gonna be a little bit sad, but, like, getting to 1 for 0 this Cryptic Command feels pretty valuable, and I can't untap and Cruel Ultimatum me this turn, so I think this is my best window to just use this Cryptic Command. I guess cards like Vendilion Clique are more reason to have Lightning Bolts in my deck. I didn't see Vendiclick out of them in the first game. Also want to try and make sure we stay up on clock here. We're up 4 minutes right now. This is game 2, and my opponent has to win 2 games in their 11 minutes still, or a game and a half, kind of. So that's a Cryptic Command, yep. Huh. It's annoying. Hopefully they miss a land drop here. If they miss a land drop, our turn is easy. Sweet. Yeah, so we basically just don't want to get Cruel Ultimatumed. Well, the untapped land's actually a great draw here. So now I get to go ahead and play Aether Vial, plus play Tarmogoyf, and still hold up Negate / Disdainful Stroke, which is excellent. I'm going to be a little bit sad if I have to spend a Negate on a Spell Snare here, but I'm pretty sure I just want to jam my Goyf. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. This is opponents playing this game really well. They've assessed their role quite correctly that they need to kill me. They need to get this game over with. And this Clique in conjunction with some Lightning Bolts is definitely going to allow them to do that. I feel like maybe I've misboarded slightly. I need to reassess how to try and fit some Lightning Bolts back into my deck so I can interact with their threats a little bit better. Probably want like 3 bolts post board. Cruel Ultimatum costs 7 mana total. That is correct. That's why if they pass with 5 lands up, they can't untap and Cruel Ultimatum me. Directions for Discord are here. You've been subbed for a bit, Pewit, so you shouldn't have a delay on there anymore, so make sure you follow those directions at that link. Should pop you right in. It wasn't about what... It wasn't about not wanting Lightning Bolt so much as wanting cards that weren't Lightning Bolt more, is what it came down to, some kind of wizard. Like, I think Lightning Bolt is very reasonable in these matchups. It's just like we have a bunch of cards that are very reasonable, so like which are the worst of them? I feel like, and I mentioned this, I'm not sure if you saw, we conceded a humans matchup earlier. Like, I feel like our sideboard's like kind of overstacked in particular directions. So I get to hold up Dispel here, plus have 2 green for my Scavenging Ooze, which is nice. I can gain 1 point of health here. The Scavenging Ooze getting to resolve here does cut them off of a Snapcaster Mage, which is nice. Yeah, I should have looked at the sideboard before I picked cards up for it. There's been a lot of lists lately that are people just like, oh, I haven't changed anything since the format change. It's like, It is small creature aggro though, especially by modern standards. By modern standards, the format right now is very much small creature aggro. I agree with that description very much. This Dispel here is a little defensive, but like this is dealing damage to me and it's letting them draw a card, so I think this is a valuable place to fight. Counterflux. Alright, so I die to a Cruel Ultimatum next turn if I pass here. I'm gonna die to a Bolt otherwise, though. I'm gonna fetch a Forest and negate this. We die, we die. They need to draw a land. So, if they have land ultimatum, we are dead. We're also dead to Bolt Snap Bolt. Bolt Electrolyze, Bolt Kolaghan's Command. A lot of things that kill us here. Yeah, the problem is they're going to have extra mana up on their turn, Pequit, and if I let them draw another card, they're more likely to be able to interact with my stuff. And they had a Bolt, so like now I need to draw something. Vendilion Clique of my own's not bad. I guess I'm going to start with this and see what we find. Snapcaster Mage. That lets me use a negate, which is nice. Go bottom on these. It's a shame there isn't one more creature in the bin, because then I could just push lethal this turn. There's one more creature in the bin. These 2 attackers would just have them dead. Are they crypticing me? Terminate. Yeah, I don't think I want to fight over that. I think I'd rather wait to fight over something else. So I'm gonna play, or I'm gonna go ahead and activate this, eat a Snapcaster Mage, get an extra point of damage and gain a health, because I do have the ability to click plus snap Dispel here off the Aether Vial. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and click myself here, right? I'm pretty sure I just want to click myself. Like, this Disdainful Stroke's not doing anything. All right, sweet. Now we just need 1 brick out of them. Again, coming back to these matches generally being about a mana advantage, and Aether Vial giving us that mana advantage here. Just bottom that one. Hey, am I dead? I went tight set of games. We get a game 3 if we die here. Dead to any removal. Dead to any reach. Couldn't have done that without Twitch. You're not wrong. Twitch chat is my rock. They help me weather the storm. Oh, okay. Okay. We have a game then. We have a game. Maybe I'm going to be sad that I binned that Disdainful Stroke. I'm going to push this up. Yep, looking pretty sad that I bought him that Disdainful Stroke. Now we need 2 bricks out of them, which their deck should have a lot of lands in it, so... Am I dead? That's exciting. That's exciting. Upkeep. Kill you. Kill you. Yeah, got him. Welcome to everybody that's hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30, sometimes 40 hours a week. If you're enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronix and you. Anoronix like to remind you at the very least, make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It'll let you know when I go live and with what. If you can't catch me when I go live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. All of my stuff gets archived there, so you can watch it when you want at your convenience. On a note about drawing my deck on the Scry bug, whether or not there was an Aether Vial on the bottom of my deck doesn't prove or disprove a Scry bug. As a very simple example, for instance, what if there's an Aether Vial on top of my deck and I tell it to put that Aether Vial on the bottom of my deck, but instead of moving the top Aether Vial, it takes a random different Aether Vial object in my deck of cards and puts that one on the bottom instead. That's why debugging things, like if there is a Scry bug or not, is very difficult and complicated. It's not straightforward. Would love to play my Aether Vial on one. Would love it. Love, love, love it. Also, as far as like scribe bugs go, right? No one can really, like, the amount of things you need to do to prove or disprove definitively that like there is a bug occurring is like, it's a lot, right? And the thing to keep in mind is that while we can't prove or disprove anything really rigorously, we can only assume that the code that shuffles your deck in Magic Online and Scries has been written with the same pristine quality as the rest of the program. And you can take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. Who am I to tell you how to judge the pristine quality that is Magic Online? So, you know, you do you. Hey, so looks like we're playing against red-green Eldrazi here. Mana Leak's a great draw, assuming they don't have a, Their bot toys are coming up, dude. Grenzo Dungeon Warden stream, stop it. To be fair, I didn't get a preview card. Wizards of the Coast gave Gathering Magic a preview card, and Gathering Magic asked me to write about it. Whether or not Gathering Magic will ever get another preview card after asking me to write about it, that's the real question. Those are bot toys, yep. They're pretty cool. You want rescue bot toys? Okay. Sorry, chat. These specific Transformer toys that have come on the TV, they are not good enough. We are biased in this house. We have a strong preference or bias towards rescue bot toys explicitly. We've not gotten to Familiar's Ruse anyone yet. That's a lot of Thought-Knot Seers. I want to snap up tier. Honestly, I think I'd really like to see like another copy of Roast in the 75. That card's pretty good against, especially against these Eldrazi style decks. I'm gonna go ahead and push this up. I'm gonna put Tarmogoyf into play, pass the turn. He blocks Thought-Knot Seer pretty well, at least. So, something to keep in mind. Oh, they're playing blue-green Eldrazi. Interesting. Something to keep in mind is that while Karn will probably make the prison deck a little bit better, what's it called? The Chandra Torture Defiance no longer being able to redirect to opposing Jace the Mind Sculptors will actually make the deck worse. I don't think it makes it unplayable, but it isn't just a strict upgrade with these coming up rule changes. No, I just want more ways. I think the first Harvest Pyre is fine. I just want like a third way to kill Squidbillies, basically. I'm gonna go ahead and floop this Eternal Witness into play. Grab back my Opt, I think, here. No, let's leave that at 3. I'm just getting super punished for having pushed this up here. I'm just gonna go Tarmogoyf. They didn't play Thought Knot because they wanted to play around Mana Leak, which is smart. Like, we're obviously playing an Eternal Command style deck, so like Witness coming in off the Vial to rebuy Mana Leak was a not a completely unobvious thing that could happen. Because like they have the mana to play it through Mana Leak next turn, so like if they're low on actual threats in their hand, which they very well could be, this archetype has a lot of air in it. Like waiting to play their Thought Knot around Mana Leak is ideal. Yeah, but they chose to play. I think they thought about playing both, and then like they cast the first one, and they were like, "Oh, we could get Mana Leaked here, so I'm gonna wait." Drowner of Hope, Vomit. Do I have a good way? I don't have a good way to get these to 5/6s, do I, in this deck? I mean, that's kind of an answer, I guess. I guess. Just give me a fat stub here. I kind of just want to smash. No, life loss will never be able to target planeswalkers. It's not how the rule is intended. Maybe I'm just supposed to pass. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. We're kind of at a board stall. Oh. Okay, deal. My Tarmogoyf shall not attack. None shall pass. Gross. All right. They're playing Bant Eldrazi. Huh. Let's Vapor Snag this Drowner. And then we can snap bolt the Displacer. Smusher. It's gross. So their hand is Thought Knot, Seer plus Drowner of Hope right now. Again, the fact that we can't get our Tarmogoyfs larger than 4/5 is pretty bad for us in this matchup. Hopefully it would be a professional and draw Cryptic Command this turn. That would be ideal. Do I want to double up here? I'm pretty sure I just want to go Goyf plus Snapcaster trade here. Otherwise we're going to get beat down pretty quickly. Although I guess I get to like smash them for infinite on the way back, but like the Drowner of Hope's just going to allow them to like push through a lot of damage, so I just want to be conservative by health total, I think. Hoping for a Cryptic Command here, chat. Just gonna go ahead and smash here. Get my hit in while I can. Knock him to 12, yep. Yep, big Mamma Jamma resolves. I wonder if they'll play Thought Nuts here too. They'd probably rather have the Scions. Would a removal spell have been lethal? We would have had... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think you're right, P-Wet. It definitely didn't come back to bite us, but yeah. If removal spell was lethal, I definitely didn't stop and count that. That's probably our best shot to win. Alright. That's a witness. I wonder if I was supposed to witness pick up a Goyf there. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to witness back a Goyf there. This is like 10 out of 10 of Thought Nuts here, right? So this is coming down. What is my witness getting? I think I'm going to witness back snap, target opt, and then let the trigger resolve and then opt at end of turn. Yeah, I think that's the line. Just put the most power on the player. Well, I mean, like, could I play Magic right now if there was a Blood Moon in play? I couldn't, right? I just, like, literally wouldn't be able to play Magic right now. And yeah, the Aether Vial is really good. I don't think the problem with this deck is Aether Vial versus Blood Moon. Like, I think the problem with this deck is, like, not enough removal for the current format. Yeah, they're just, like, functionally different things. Another Displacer. That's the game. We really just don't have tools to win a matchup like this. It's a lot like the Humans matchup. Like, the deck's just not built in a way that we, like, have tools to win. Just not gonna fumble through another one. Let's get to the fifth match. Hopefully find something that's a little bit more reasonable for the way the deck is constructed. So, again, and the person that submitted the deck list, some kind of time wizard, they talked about like the deck not being updated for like the current aggressive format. So like changes I would make. I think these spreading seas are pretty mediocre right now. I think these ancient grudges could very easily be a braids. I'd probably want a Braid, Anger, and at least one more Roast in here. The Eldrazi decks aren't super popular, but they're not dispopular either. And, like, Roast is good in Tarmogoyf mirror matches as well as killing things like Gurmag Angler and stuff like that. So, I think if you're playing a blue-red based deck like this, you probably want at least 2 Angers in your 75 in the current format. And then some number of... I'm super high on a Braid. That's just, like, one of my favorite cards. I feel like if your deck can make red mana in Modern, and it can't also make black mana to support Culligan's Command, you really just want to be playing some number of Braids just because of how flexible it is. Burst Lightning is okay if you want some more removal, too. Yeah, I've played a lot of Burst Lightnings. I've played a lot of Burst Lightnings in my day. Aether Vial deck has Aether Vial on one. Oh yeah, that one too. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's blue X mind control a thing. That card's also very reasonable. I agree. Yeah, I don't think playing a Braid main deck in a deck like this is unreasonable in the slightest. I think it's very, very reasonable. Storm's probably an okay matchup for us. Especially, like, again, this is another matchup where, like, Aether Vial is just really good, right? Because we get to play it out on one here, and then we get to, like, use our mana to play Disruption while still applying threats to the board with Aether Vial. We're gonna bolt the crap out of this for anybody that's wondering. I'm gonna grab a Steam Vents here. All of our green cards are creatures, so since I have the Vial, I don't really need to fetch green. Go. I'm gonna not play this and hold the Spell Snare up instead here. Fine. Drawing a land there is quite excellent. Especially... Oh, I guess I do want green sources, right? Green sources make my Scavenging Ooze turn on, and Scavenging Ooze has text in this matchup. Vedalken Shackles is a very bad card in a post-Culligan's Command world. The matches where Vedalken Shackles are very good are Culligan's Command matchups by and large now in today's format. I mean, if you're gonna, like, cheat the ads on Twitch, you might as well just install an ad blocker, right? Like, I got bad news for you. There's way better ways to just never see advertisements than doing what you just suggested. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Yeah, you can subscribe to dodge the ads too, but like, you don't have money to subscribe and you don't want to watch, just like, don't give yourself, make things difficult for yourself. Just use an ad blocker. I don't know how people use the internet on their cell phones without a system-wide ad blocker. I really don't. I think I'm actually gonna fetch shock here. Grab Breeding Pool and eat their Boreal. They might, it feels like they kind of have a Gifts Ungiven here, the way they've paused. Like, it felt like they were almost gonna go for a gift, but then decided to play around Dispel Pure or Dispel. Yes, Twitch streamers do get support from advertisements that are played on their channel. Oh, eating the creature made this smaller. That was kind of a wash. I don't know, it gave me a hit point, I guess. It's still a 2-turn clock. Just as a good reminder to people in general, if you're sending in a donation deck list and like you want to make updates to it, if you post it on a place like Tapped Out or something like that, where you could update the deck list, the day of, I just go and grab whatever the latest deck list is on the URL that you sent me. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am like an A+ ad shill. I am like an A+ ad shill. I get plenty of my advertising money directly, not from Twitch ads. Alright, hopefully they're dead here. I guess they could have something weird like main deck Giga Drowse. I'm actually okay with this, right? Because I just get to kill them with Lightning Bolt here, so I'm not going to burn my Spell Snare. Getcha. Our tools lined up really well here. All right. And this is a matchup we definitely have tools for here, right? Like, we've got these surgical extractions, we've got these dispels, these disdainful strokes, these negates. I'm gonna trim my 4-mana card. I really never want that in this matchup. I'm gonna trim these couple pieces of removal. I'm gonna trim this Electrolyze. I don't think I want engineered explosives in this matchup. God, it's so close. I guess maybe I do. Maybe I want these. I want those. Vapor Snag's pretty bad. That's an easy cut. Spell Snare is excellent. I wonder... So, Engineered Explosives does feel medium, but it's like, do I want answers to goblins or not is basically what it comes down to. I think I'm not going to board in Disdainful Stroke. I'm always kind of unhappy with this card when I board it in this matchup, I feel like. Yeah, I think I can cut one bolt. Maybe I don't want both remands. How about this? I think I like this. You want mini force toys? Are they pretty cool? Pretty cool mini force toys? Let's give this a try. This is such a great Hearthstone hand. It's like an A+ Hearthstone hand. Unfortunately, we need lands to play Magic, so we're gonna go ahead and mulligan here. I feel like good Storm players board into the disruption against every board into goblins against every disruptive heavy deck. Let's go in here. I don't think I'm scared of Ascension, and like the Engineered Explosives hedges Ascension too, which is nice. No cantrip on 1. That's interesting. We're about to get goblins out of the game. Oh, search for Azcanta, sure. It's a grind. Red Source is quite excellent here. So what do I want to do here? I could just play the Scavenging Ooze, but I'm going to get to play Scavenging Ooze off the Aether Vial next turn anyways. I'm going to go Hinterland Harbor into Serum Visions here, I think. Just try and get set up more with more disruption. Negate, sign me up. We'll draw lands eventually, and like with Aether Vial, I'm not super hard pressed for lands. Yeah, I think Serum Hold Up Snare is pretty good here. Pretty unlikely to die holding up Spell Snare. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They took empty plus Manamorphose here. That's kind of scary. So they do have empty in their deck. I'm glad I have answers to that. The empty does mean I'm going to counter the rituals pretty aggressively here. Yeah, let's lay off the tattoo whatever chat. People are allowed to do whatever they want that's legal for money, you know. People are going to do silly things. It's okay. Just gonna snare their rituals aggressively here. Like I said, just want to like make sure they don't get to use their mana basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and fetch Shaka Stomping Grounds here because I just want max green mana for this Scavenging Ooze to go ham on their graveyard. I'm gonna leave this on 2 for now. That's because you shouldn't use the word retarded as an insult. It's very rude. Alright, so we can snap snare here, which is great. It adds more pressure to the table and its disruption. So again, if they lead on a ritual or a Manamorphose here, I'm just going to go ahead and snap snare it. I guess Manamorphose leaves them mana neutral, so I probably just want to snare a ritual, right? Because if they lead on Manamorphose and I snap snare it, they could go ritual empty. Yeah, so I'm actually going to let the Manamorphose resolve. It's the ritual that I actually want to counter. The ritual is scarier. If they have another ritual here, we're gonna get got, but yeah, that's unfortunate. They're gonna goblins for 10 here. I've got two goblet outs in my deck right now. I got a couple of draw steps to get them. Easy bottom here. Neither of those are our 2 answers. Pass the turn here. Next turn we'll push this to 3 so we could use Aether Vial to put this at a cast another cantrip. I'm going to flip this search now. Do you have a cartoon of yourself, Klutz? You need to make a cartoon of yourself. Oh, it does, doesn't it? Because we just get to start crypticing them over and over again. You stop it. No, it fogs them permanently because you can just tap, bounce the witness every turn. Yep. Yep. I assume they're blowing this up. All right, blue source, and then 2 actual answers in our deck right now. So we're going to push up this Aether Vial. Oh. We have 1 engineered explosives. Stamp It. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. I do appreciate that. Welcome. I've been looking around the channel for a while, so thank you for the next level of support. Alright, let's surgical for info. This tells them that we have surgical, but also lets us know how they sideboarded, so like it's kind of a tit for a tat. So they boarded in 1 Giga Drowse. I'm just gonna take a screenshot, take a picture, it lasts longer. Oh, I could have gotten the fetch. Yeah, you're right. Could have gotten the fetch. Yeah, there's a fetch in here. I'm dumb. Could have gotten the fetch. Probably still not beating the search, but yeah, I definitely could have. Alright, so they have multiple empties in their deck. Or by multiple, I mean 2. They have 2 empties. It's not working?
Yes.
Oh, you need a diaper change too, huh?
This was the game. This is the game. This is the game.
Look at.
That's a game. That's a game.
You're watching the game, yep. Alright, I gotta run and change a diaper really quick, chat. I'll be right back. You need more green water?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's change your diaper and you need more green water. Okay, bring your cup here. I'll give you some more green water. This is another example of a matchup where Anger would be really good. Another excellent Hearthstone hand. That's an easy mulligan. I can't keep that one either. I guess I'm keeping this with a scry. I guess I'm bottoming that. No worries, Stamp It. Alright. Looks like we're gonna mostly die here. So you're saying there's a chance. So decks like this is not the first time we've played. We played a command style deck on stream. And we kind of talked about the changes that we'd make during the stream, but I like to do them at the end as a wrap up as always. I think I would play some more Braids. I would play at least one more Roast. I would play some more Anger of the Gods. Cards that would be up for making those changes are probably some things like this, maybe this Pia, maybe these Surgicals, probably these Spreading Seas. So like these are slots that you could turn into other things. I think I would get at least one more piece of removal into the main deck. The format's just very creature based right now, so counterspells aren't in that great of a spot. So like trim a Mana Leak, trim a Remand, trim a Familiar's Ruse, something like that, and like probably playing a Braid in the main deck. Yeah, you're always allowed to share relevant Magic or TCG related links in chat. It's perfectly acceptable. And the chat rules are act like an adult, you'll be treated like adult. Act like a child, you'll be treated like a child. Would you keep Huntmaster? He's okay. I feel like a card like Huntmaster is kind of awkward in this deck because like it forces you to push your Aether Vials up higher than you want to. Oh, honestly, this is they mentioned this is an older build. There should be tireless trackers in this deck. All of these green mid-range decks in Modern, 2 tireless trackers, people. 2 tireless trackers. That card is actually insane. It's very, very good. It's like a Tarmogoyf that draws you magic cards. I know that's not a strict comparison because it takes a little while to grow up into a real boy, but like, tireless tracker is a very, very powerful magic cards. Yeah, so I would put 2 trackers in here, and the Huntmaster would definitely be one of the cuts. So it allows you to turn the corner faster, and it generates card advantage. It's like actually everything you want to be doing in these style of decks. At any rate, let's get on to our second deck for the morning.